Hello and welcome back to Disco Elysium. So, we have just done an autopsy. So we've got a lot of stuff. We have to fridge the victim's body. So we have to go and check out the fridge again. Send the body to processing. Find all of the armor pieces. Where's the rest of the armor? We have to confront Kuno about that. Did we actually have something here? Not that I can see. So let's speak to Kuno first. He's right here.
You missed it at show before. A gift came by and completely fucked a tree to pieces.
He fucked the tree up. Fucked it good. It was porno.
Wish I could have been here to see it. Now, I have some questions. Shoot that shit at Kuno, pig or not. I talked to Manana about the armor. So? He raises his eyebrows, projecting aggressive indifference. He told me you promised to sick the pigs on him. Yeah, so? He doesn't understand. Oh, wait. Yes, so? He doesn't understand. Kuno did sick the pigs on him. Kuno's a man of his word. Kuno sent your fat ass running around like jello. Look, pig. He's suddenly all business. Kuno sent you to rough some people up. Kuno played you. That happened. Now you and Kuno should move on. I will remember this, Kuno. You got fucked, he repeats. You got fucked, pig. Fucked bad. Of course you're gonna remember this. Now get the fuck out of here, griefing the Kuno. After this shit, you better have something real interesting to say if you want to stay in Kuno's face. Yeah, real interesting. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, we have nothing else here. Let's see. That's it. We're done. Right, let's go have a look at the fridge again. Actually, what I want to do before we do that is have a look at our map. Yeah, because we have a new physical instrument in the furnace. Because we increased our physical instrument there, we should be able to do the furnace again. And hopefully this time we succeed. If we succeed in this time, we might actually be able to figure out what's going on with this furnace. Because this entire area, we had a huge, kind of mystery here, and then we can't actually figure it out, which is very annoying. Right. Let's have a look in here. I'm ready. Yell hello into the furnace. You ready? Just in case it's game over, you know? 3, 2, 1. Something breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then, you hear a woman's voice answer. You've awakened the entity. I summon the ghost of this doomed commercial area. Answer me, spirit.
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There is a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
You hear a low rumble upstairs, the sound of a curtain being pulled aside. Lieutenant nods and points upstairs. After you, officer. Nice. First of all, though, let's have a little look at the fridge. So what do you think of this fridge, Kim? Looks big enough for 2 corpses. It's certainly an eccentric choice, but it is capacious and cold enough too. But the optics on this are awful, he thinks. We need to be as silent as we can. Your visual confirms you could fit 2 more bodies in the ice bear fridge. Shall we go and get the body? Then I'll take the head, you take the feet. The stairs won't be easy, but we'll manage. Okay, let's do this. The body is heavier than you expected, and stinkier. It takes half an hour to get it down to the basement, then 10 more minutes to stuff it into the fridge. Lieutenant takes a step back to admire your handiwork. Beautiful, he says, wiping his hands on his handkerchief. A dead body in an ice bear fridge. This is some of the best police work. A dead body in an ice bear fridge. This is some of the best police work I've ever done. Really? You think it's good work? No, not really. Look at that. What have we done? We stuffed a dead body in an ice bear fridge. This story does not leave this room. Okay. We did our best with the means at our disposal. Did we though? He sighs. Okay, maybe we did. At least we've stopped the body from decomposing further. Now you can conduct another inspection under controlled circumstances. Inside the ice realm of the Icebreaker fridge, the corpse stands slumped. Alright, well, let's try it. Search the body one more time thoroughly. Save our morale. You touched the dead man's body, his skin is cold. Yeah, I think we've had this before. Let's close the door. We're not quite ready to send him away yet because we need to do it after tonight. Also, we just got another skill point, which is cool. I'm tempted to get another thought because we have this thought here, like we have this 1 hour thought, right? -2 half-life for that 1 hour, but we can maybe get over our heartache in that hour. We could unlock a new slot. Or, alternatively, we go in here and we take another point in something like this, something in here. I don't know, though, what we would want to take a point in. We could take, like, a point in everything in one of these, which could be interesting. I don't know. I think, let's do a thought, okay? Let's just do a thought. I'm going to unlock one. It's done. And then I'm going to learn Kingdom of Conscience, because it takes an hour and 25 minutes to do, and there's no reason not to. See, that changed the path. So it's no longer going through Masovian socio-economics now, for whatever reason. Okay. Anyway, upstairs. I'm just interested to see where this goes. Right, so it wasn't here. Oh, I don't have the torch out. Do I need the torch? I need the torch out or I can't move. Okay. There we go. That's slightly better. We don't even have our bag out anymore. It's around here. Oh. Poor animals, no rest for the bodies after death. Okay. So it was all the way out here, I think. Wait, no, it wasn't. It wasn't this far, was it? Or was it? No, it wasn't this far. I must have missed it entirely. Oops. So we went up here. Where's the... Oh, it was upstairs, wasn't it? It was like an upstairs area we could get to. Ah, it was through here. There we go. Now we can head through this bit. Oh, and there's a person here. This tray is full of dice, colourful polyhedral dice, hundreds of them. It's more of this story. The candy dispenser has been repurposed to contain thousands of dice. I love it. Hello. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, I just want to... Oh, this is the thing that keeps saying we have stuff to interact with. Oh, okay. Interesting. I'm going to take it out anyway. Right, just so we're not holding a torch to her face.
Hello, I'm Nia.
A bird-like woman sits on a throne of tools with an emerald light shining through her hair.
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Melius.
She taps on her headphones.
So what kind of die are you looking for?
Could this be the malicious entity? Perhaps it's wise to go along with this masquerade for now. She's got a direct view to the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching. Oh wow, this is related to the... This is actually related to the murder? Okay. Hold on, what do you mean by Milius?
Yes, a Milius is like a calling station. You need a two-way radio to access one. That's why I have these.
She pats the headphones on the table.
Mostly, They just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting. I was so absorbed, I must have missed you knocking.
You must have me confused with someone else. I haven't knocked on your window.
Then how did you get inside? By the south entrance? You know what? It doesn't even matter. What matters is that you're finally here. Let's talk dice. Did you have something specific in mind?
Why are you asking me about dice?
I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
Role-playing games. You know the one made by Fortress Accident. Does that count? Okay. Sure, I like role-playing games and I need some dice.
Very good. My rate is 10 real per set. Unless you want something really unusual.
That's quite expensive.
Take a look around and see if there is any particular stone you want to use.
The walls around her are covered with rows of precious stones and minerals. It almost looks as if the stones and dice are a natural part of the room, growing out of the shelves like stalagmites. No falsehoods are present. She's a novelty dice maker and doesn't have anything to hide. Ask what you need. How did you become a dice maker?
How did I become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition. Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew up from there.
Do you like role-playing games yourself?
Not especially. I like working with rare materials and a steady pay, and role players as customers. They're nice people.
Some of those nice people have big bucks to spend on novelty items. She's thankful for the security they provide her. Where are we anyway? What is this place?
We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know.
She looks at the ruddy bricks that make up the walls. Even though they've been repainted, there are still signs of coal-black soot here and there.
But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus.
Plaisance was right. There's an entity living in the chimney. You should ask her about the curse. Creative. Lieutenant looks around this spacious room, its ceiling fading into the shadows above. You know what happened to the other tenants? Everyone else is gone.
More or less.
She adjusts the yellow scarf that covers her hair.
Are you interested in anyone specific?
Oh, quite a lot of them spring to mind. There used to be a hair salon here, right?
Yes, I think it was called Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They're scared of that word.
A bit of experimenting every now and then isn't bad. It's not about the haircut, it's about the confidence. What's wrong with a bit of experimenting? The customer should have been more open-minded.
I guess it just wasn't the time yet.
She tucks a strand of hair under the headscarf. What happened to the gym?
It wasn't merely a gym. It was Artemitep's Boxing Club, a community project created to steer at-risk youths away from drugs and crime.
And who was Artemitep?
A kind man from Zemisk. I heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym, as his way of giving back.
Maybe that's what Kuno needs, a community-centric boxing club.
Kuno.
Her eyes narrow with the dim light.
Who's Kuno?
He's a little ginger gremlin who likes to defile dead bodies.
Oh yes, you mean the kid with the sailor's mouth. Yes, I've heard him yelling profanities in the backyard.
She looks out the window. It's oddly quiet there at the moment.
I think it will take more than the gym to help that kid.
How did the community project work out?
It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started a rumour that the punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines.
It's not really full of that. No one would store their drugs like that.
Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. That was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since.
What's up with the broken windows?
Oh, this one's a mess, she sighs. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. What could go wrong with this one, right? Turns out the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff milius. Who would have guessed?
What's a snuff milieu?
And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallways. I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own.
Cool. Very cool about the debris, but what's a snuff milieu?
It's a sub-rosa radio station that broadcasts real murders with real victims. Some people pay good money to get off on it.
I wonder if they broadcast the murder of our victim. Nothing changes in her tone as she says that, as if it's just another piece of information to lay our for the world. Doesn't really make sense, I think. To lay out the world, something, I don't know. Anyway. Don't worry, the ICP has a separate division that deals exclusively with unlicensed sub-rosas. Lieutenant turns to you. This isn't our problem.
Good luck with that. It's not easy catching those perpetrators.
Then she lets the thought go. Did someone here make stuffed animals? I saw some mounts lying around.
You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, he mostly did drugs. Anything else?
Oh, okay then. I found creepy mannequins.
There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I've forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years, until the insect rights activists came.
I didn't know insects had any rights, or activists.
Yeah, the atelier didn't know either. They produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently, chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings. And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin suppliers, which of course caused the price to skyrocket. And naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection.
I'm glad that someone took care of the little guys. I like insects.
Really?
Looks at the windowsill where a dead fly is lying on its back, legs curled up in a bow tie.
Anyway.
Poor guy, suddenly get the feeling that insects are important to the case somehow. It's hard to say why. Okay, what's with the rotor blades and skis?
They were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off on vacation with all their money. She rests her chin on her hand with an impish smile. Honestly, it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula or T3 or Kashtkor or wherever he is.
That's interesting. What do these transmissions say?
The usual, I imagine. That he's been thinking up all kinds of new business plans. I can't wait to get started on them just as soon as he returns. Her smile widens before she sees the lieutenant's face behind you.
Men like that are a curse. The man is stern.
Sure, but Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47. I have no idea why those skis and blades are still lying around in the house. Not much use now, I guess.
They were just props. Why return to them? Maybe you could make a sword out of one. No, wait, forget it. It would take too long. Okay, I found a strange machine.
Fortress Accident, the radio game station.
She closes her eyes as if some remnant of a memory lights up her face. She liked them.
They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once I even saw two of them get into fisticuffs over Wirral. They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal with their schedules.
What do you mean liberal? What happened?
The usual, they ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time.
What went wrong?
Well, I did hear them talking at times.
She looks at the hallway as if she can still hear the chit-chat behind her. curtains on a cigarette break. They seemed to believe that they were historical individuals on some grand quest. She sounds almost mocking when she says that. From what I've seen so far, the project did look rather impressive. Yes, but when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep out new businesses and so on. In the end, they didn't get it done. They just didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic and to show up to work on time. Too bad. I would have supported them. The project looked great. Not the wisest decision. You would have lost all your savings. She tosses a pair of dice on the table. One of them stops near the edge of the metallic desk. The result is 1 on a 20-sided die. The dice is black and filled with little silvery flakes like snowfall. Anything else? There was a terrifying taxidermy bear in the cellar. Oh boy, the fabled Revachol Ice City. You're in for a treat here. She smiles and leans closer, hands on her knees, like a stand-up comedian ready to tell a story. The place was owned by 2 guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now, ask me about their other ideas. Indeed, what were the other ideas? Alright, what were the other ideas? There was really just one, and it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighbourhood and paying them 20 cents an hour to man the booth. And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared disturb their bored magazine browsing. She leans back, disapproving. Freet does the same thing. Oh, I know a girl just like that. She works in Freet as a cashier and is not particularly friendly. Employing sulky teenage girls is a widespread practice, yes. Unfortunately, they do come in packs. I'm talking about acne-ridden girlfriends and gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the shop. At least that's what happened with Revachol Ice City. And they already had the bear. She closed her eyes as if remembering something painful. What about the bear? The bear, she repeats, pressing thumbs into her temples, like trying to suppress a headache. It didn't work out? No, of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melted. Eventually, Revachol Ice City lost a price war to its rival, Dlace 5000. Dlace 5000. Was that Dle? Is that Dlace? I think that makes it be like an A sound or something. Or E. Or like a more solid E, so that'd be Dlas or something like that. I don't know. Anyway. 5,000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece out of regular fridges. I'm sure the bear was doing its best. Maybe, because the taxidermist who made the bear definitely wasn't. Doing his best, I mean. How come? He said the bear was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on dissecants? Dissecants? Anyway, he called it Megatherion. Or Megatherion? Megatherion? Sounds cool. Megatherion? Megatherion, she nods. Nods the dice maker. A mega wild beast. What's a mega wild beast? It's an imaginary beast that guides you through life. By telling you to do more drugs, mostly. I don't do drugs. Very good. You shouldn't do them, nods the dice maker. You're a police officer after all. Anyway, now you know the story of the fallen ice cream empire. Seems almost sad finishing this story. Some dust beams swirl in the afternoon air. Her eyes follow it idly. Little sparkling embers under the window. Anything else? Another failed business, perhaps? I've been here for a long time. I found the building's intercom, but it's not working. Oh, right. She rubs her forehead. Her scarf left a faint line on the dusty skin. I hope you didn't try to ring me. I think none of the doorbells work, including mine. I'm in the middle of connecting the wires. Sorry about the confusion. The doorbell of the empty name card must belong to her then. So you tell me the doorbell of the empty name card was yours? That's right. I haven't even written my name there yet. As I said, it's quite useless right now. It doesn't work yet. I have a few questions about the building. I have more... Okay, anyway. I have other questions. So, I've heard people... I've heard this place is cursed. Did you know that people call it the doomed commercial area?
I've heard the stories, she nods. The wind howls in from the furnace shaft above. But I don't think the stories are true.
Plaisance is the one who sent me. She's convinced that the place is swarming with malicious energies.
Plaisance, the bookshop lady? She raises her brows. I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energies spared her somehow?
Well, actually the bookstore isn't doing that well. There are hardly any customers and she has to exploit her own daughter to keep the company going.
Alright, but it's not just the bookstore that's up and running. What about the whirling in rags? People say it's part of the building complex.
Yes, but it's a separate building. Actually, you know what? We'll say the third one. No, the whirling isn't doing well either. Its waitress just took off and the customers have trouble paying bills.
And then there's me. She sighs, looking at her messy work table. All kinds of tools lie there scattered, from knives to carving flies to wire cutters. I've been here for 14 years selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a $1 million business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it?
Maybe it's because she's so talented she's been able to woo the curse. I think it's because you're competent and dedicated to your craft. The curse doesn't affect people like you. The dice maker erupts in laughter.
So the curse only affects people with poor work ethics. What you're describing isn't a curse, it's capitalism.
Time has come to face the source. Fear not, for the forces of the universe are supporting you in this psychic quest. Well, I think... Well, I'm starting to see that there is no curse. Only business decision to natural market fluctuations.
Exactly. She pinches the root of her nose. Truth is always so disappointingly mundane and boring. But I'm glad we got this sorted out. Anything else I can help you with today?
That's all she has to say on the matter. She's been thorough and truthful as far as we can tell. If I had more shivers, I could say why hasn't her business failed. Okay. What do you know about the man who was lynched behind the boiling in rags?
Nothing really, I didn't know him.
Lieutenant looks at his notebook, then the woman under the large window.
Your window looks directly onto the courtyard. You're saying you didn't see or hear anything unusual last Sunday evening? I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window.
Do you often work Sunday nights?
It's an odd profession, making dice for people, but I like it. And I prefer doing this to sitting at home.
And you never took your eyes off work to look out the window?
I might have, she admits. In this case, all I could have seen would be my own reflection staring back from the darkness.
It's light here, but dark in the night. It's light here, but dark in the yard at night.
It's really hard to make out anything in the yard when it's dark outside. Besides, I rarely get up to look out the window when I'm in the zone.
What do you mean about the daily ruckus?
Well, there's always something going on in the Whirling's backyard.
She tries to stop and come up with an example.
During daytime, there are usually those kids, and lately I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike.
She's heard of the murder, but did not see it, sire. She's not sorry to disappoint you. Informing on someone in a murder investigation would intrude upon her focused existence.
She looks out the window, pale light coming in. But I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid.
Well, I see. Thank you for your answers.
She nods. Anything else, officer?
Well, I might as well try. I mean, if I put any points into shivers later, I can try it again. Ooh, okay. You feel nothing. If anything, it's uncomfortably warm in here. I'm going to start taking off my clothes. I need to connect.
Excuse me, what are you doing?
The dice maker stares at you while you fuss with your pants. Officer! Lieutenant exclaimed sharply. Is it just me or is it hot in here?
No, I don't feel hot. We're in a derelict smokestack. If anything, it's cold in here.
The zipper, it's stuck.
Oh no, not the zipper.
She rolls over to the other end of the table with her chair, looking for something to grab from the toolbox. A tool to get the zipper open? I'm trying to lower my body temperature.
And why would you do that?
It's part of the special technique I have. She squints at you, a little astonished at what she's hearing.
And what technique is that?
You still haven't gotten your zipper open. Okay, hear me out. Sometimes I get these feelings. Miss, I apologize for my colleague's behavior. He's still recovering from an unusual medical episode.
Officer, this isn't how mature adults deal with their feelings.
Oh, we'll fix that morale. Now you feel something, the cold damp of shame washing over you. No, it's not like that. It's like I can feel the wind, or I don't know, the air pressure, and then the air tells me things.
The air pressure told you to take your pants off in my studio?
This is not going very well, is it, word-wise? Yes, exactly.
Can you please employ this special technique somewhere else? I work here, my work requires concentration. Half-naked people don't help with that.
She turns away so you can zip your pants up again. Okay, well, that wasn't entirely useful, but we did solve the most important quest of all. What happened with the curse? And it's solved, and that's what matters. Nothing else matters here. Just the solving of the curse. Well, you know, and the murder, but the curse is mainly what we're caring about. Switch that back off. Right. Head through here. And we're back in the bookshop. Once again. It's a good place to be, the bookshop. It's nice and peaceful here. Hello.
You're alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now. What's in there? In that dark sarcophagus?
The dark sarcophagus.
Yes. How was it?
Tell her how ghastly it was. You know it's what she wants to hear. It was a charnel house of failed business enterprises leeching life energy from this bookstore.
I knew it.
A tremor runs through her. Oh, such horrors have been thrust upon us. She shakes her head.
But what else did you find? Did anything survive? No, of course not. Have you located the entity?
Yeah, I talked to the entity you told me about. Her name is Neha, and she's a novelty dice maker.
A novelty dice maker? Her eyes widen. Well, spit it out. Why does she need this dice? Is it for some kind of sorcery? Sometimes they use the ankle bones of sheep.
Well, let's see. She's not some sorceress or some malicious entity. She's a businesswoman like you. She looks perplexed.
I don't understand. If it's not her, then where is the source of the doom? Did she explain the curse?
The narrative she's built herself, it does need tearing down. She's squeezing on the pendant too tight, a drop of her blood on her palm. Just don't say you don't have any answer yet. The uncertainty is killing her. To hell with it. Perchance you ought to just lie, sire. Well, I'm reading through these. I think we want the top one. She says there is no curse because there are too many inconsistencies. The woman scoffs at you with an audible snort.
Too many inconsistencies? What kind of talk is that?
Good luck persuading her. Some people can rationalize anything. Well, as I said, she's a novelty dice maker. Her business has been up and running for a long time now.
Yes, because her business consists of the psychic leech that's been feeding the curse.
Red blotches appear on her skin.
I see you've fallen for her manipulation, detective. The investigation is over. I hope that you haven't made anything worse by going in there.
She tucks the pendant away in her blouse and concludes,
Thank you for nothing. Please do buy some books or be on your way.
Wow, total psychic collapse between you two right now. There was never any other way this could have gone. She's just too far gone into her own mind.
I am sorry we had to disappoint you, madame. Can we go now? Had questions about the curse? What about those words on the back door? Are those Seminese as well?
Yes, the Seminese are very crafty and the words extremely powerful. Lesser words simply won't do here.
Alright, see ya. Well, I guess we just failed that quest. Or, well, I mean, I guess we passed the quest, just not in the right way. Yeah. Well, at least we got XP for it. That's good. How far are we until we get the next thought? 23 minutes. That's not bad. Okay, well. Time to leave the bookshop. We don't have money to buy a book. I should really just give my 20 real straight to Garte right now. I should do that. Oh, this person wasn't here before. Hello. You see a sturdy woman humming to herself. She seems to be browsing books. A good one?
Yes, hello?
She nods, her attention fully focusing on reading. Who are you?
Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much. If she's such a working class woman, why isn't she working? Shouldn't a working class woman be working?
Not all the time. Right now I'm browsing books. Even a working class woman needs something to read.
I'm a policeman.
I know you are.
Do you need the help of a policeman?
What with?
Maybe your husband is missing. My husband? No, he's not. So where could he be? I don't know. Is he at home now, out drinking with his friends, working? Where is this going, officer? So what I'm hearing is you really don't know where your husband is. Yes, but... She looks around, takes a deep breath. A little annoyed. I don't really know where my husband is. No, not at this time. Wouldn't you like to? No. She looks you straight in the eye. Her right foot is tapping nervously. I can help you find your missing husband.
Why are we still talking about this? I haven't lost my husband.
She has though. Her husband is totally lost. You should tell her that's okay. It's okay. What? It's alright not knowing where your husband is. Nothing shameful in that.
Who said anything about shame? Stop talking down to me.
She puts her foot down. My husband is not missing. But maybe he is. You can feel it. Or maybe it's something else too. Maybe your children are missing.
No, absolutely not.
Her words come out quick as gunshots. Okay, so where are they?
Are you a policeman or a nanny?
She's definitely disturbed by now. I police whatever I want. Where are they?
They're not missing, sir.
You know where they are. They're at home smoking, giving the ladder of vices a chance. They're at home, right? Smoking cigarettes.
What? That's just... My daughters are perfectly fine with their friends down in Jamrock. There's nothing to worry about.
She's getting upset. Her voice has risen as she tries to convince herself that her daughters are safe.
They're almost grown up now anyway. They're past the age where they need me protecting them from everything now.
I'm afraid the danger is now greater than ever. Tell me, how old are they?
My youngest girl, Julie, is just shy of 16. Jenny is turning 18 next month. But we shouldn't even be talking about them.
Can you describe to me their appearance, any features that stand out? Something to make them make identifying a little easier.
Why do you need to know this? I haven't I repeatedly told you they're not missing? That they're in Jamrock, safe and well, at some stupid party.
That's for the investigation. I'm trying to be professional.
There is no investigation here, I can tell you that.
She picks up a book and tries to concentrate. A flock of seabirds passes by. Maybe your cockatoo is missing.
I don't mean to disrespect, sir, but you are being a bit of a cockatoo here.
For what it's worth, I agree, but cockatoos can't be stopped when they get like this. It's better to indulge him at this point.
Ma'am, I was asking about your cockatoo. Is it missing? I don't even have a cockatoo, and guess what?
It's a trap. Never say what. What?
Even if I had, it wouldn't be missing.
Alright, cockatoo not missing. I just want to make sure.
Great.
She turns her attention back to the book stand. Just one more question. What did you mean by me being a cockatoo?
Nothing. Just go read up on them if you're interested. It's a great book in the bookshop.
Maybe you should. What if the cockatoo is your astral captain or your heraldic bird?
Actually, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Thanks for the tip. Wonderful, the store is open. I'm now going to watch her browsing books. Her hands move over the book covers. The tips of her fingers look rough, stained with yellow. It seems as if she has spent a lot of time at work smoking. Another comrade. Years of labour pressing down on her shoulders. She deserves a hug for all the work she's done for mankind. I'm going to give her a hug. You step in, close your arms around this foreign body wandering ashtray in touch. There's a small movement behind your hands. You shut your eyes. A tiny voice breaks out and asks, "What is happening?" She seems to be confused. Your hands are wrapped around her polyester coat. The fabric feels cold, moist from the sea nearby. The situation is oddly intimate. Your cheek is pressed against her shoulder. Her hand is trapped between your chest. 5 seconds pass and the passing seems so unimaginably long. Then she coughs and says again, "What are you doing, officer?" Less talk, more feeling. Keep your eyes closed, soak in the closeness. See what the feeling entails. I'm going to keep my eyes closed for a brief longer. The feeling continues. Warm and comfy on the cold shoreline. You hear a small question rising to the surface, trying to break the sensation. I'm going to silence my thoughts. I don't want to answer anything. You focus on the hug, and for a moment everything feels serene. You hear her heart beating, or perhaps it's your own. I wonder how long it has been since you last hugged someone. No, please, I really don't want to remember. Actually, do I remember? No, you don't, and it's better that way. Well, what do I remember? Nothing. Don't come back here. But I need to remember. Oh my god, why are you calling me? Stop calling me. Are you drunk again? Keep my eyes closed. I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you ever again. Stop calling me. Get lost from my life. You ruined it. Officer? A coarse female voice pulls you out of your reverie. What are you doing? A swash of water hits the coast behind her figure. At the strangest... I'm not even sure. You're the strangest what? She hasn't let go of your embrace. I had the strangest conversation. Something went wrong in my head. It's okay. We all feel out of sorts at times. She starts packing your back. There you go, officer. Something begged me to open my eyes. It was scary. I'm sorry, I don't really understand what you're talking about. She lets go of your hug. Lieutenant looks worried. We can take a break if you're feeling unwell, he says to you under his breath. Is there anything else I can help you with? That's all for the moment. I'll let you read. The woman before you nods and returns to her reading. Kingdom of Consciousness. Thought complete. That's not... It doesn't say consciousness. That says conscience. Okay. Conscience? Anyway. The Kingdom of Conscience will be exactly as it is now. Moralists didn't really have such beliefs. Sometimes they stumble on one like a child's toy left on the carpet. The toy must be put away immediately and the child reprimanded. Centrism isn't change, not even incremental change. It is control over yourself and the world. Exercise it. Look up at the sky at the dark shapes of coalition airships hanging there and ask yourself, is there something sinister in moralism? And then answer, no. God is in heaven. Everything is normal on earth. Learning cap for volition raised to 5. Learning cap from logic raised to 5. Moralist dialogue options heal +1 morale. Oh, well, that's quite useful. You see, that's linking around this way now for some reason. I guess it's just kind of randomy. Oh, that's just whichever one you clicked on. It doesn't actually matter at all. It actually randomly sorts the path there. Alright, well, that solves that mystery. We have a new task, to find a heraldic bird. Well, with that, I'm going to end the episode there. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.